Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. Today we are diving in with the Eagle Rising test build update that has now been updated for 1.8, and my god, have they been working hard, bringing in loads of new content, reshaping the map, adding in new assets and so much more. So what I thought I'd do today is basically just kind of run through everything that's really been added in the past couple builds, because yeah, there's been an absolute ton, and as you can see, the map has completely changed. Factions have moved around, some kind of tribes have been implemented into the game, so I guess that's the best place to start off. So the modders have decided to push Dacia all the way over to the left hand side, so Dacia are going to be situated on the where the Landia are, and I believe they are planned on being split in two as well, so it's not just going to be one big Dacian tribe, it's going to be multiple, like we see when we go to Germania. Then we have the Gauls being placed in where the Battanians are. Again, I think the idea is to eventually split these guys up into multiple factions, but right now for the main kind of game balancing, they haven't done that because again, if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, they do plan on making the Empire into basically two warring factions rather than having three. So for balancing purposes, we still have strong factions out into the west. Then in the north, we do now start to have a glimpse of the future with these tribes. We have three Germanian tribes that are basically placeholders right now. We have one to the left, one in the middle here, and then one over in the far right here. And again, these are going to be the Germanian tribes in the far north of the map. Right now, they still have all the Sturgian equipment, but it's going to make for very interesting gameplay having all three of these clans up in the north, especially when the Gauls and the Dacians end up getting split. The Sake, aka the Scythians, have also had that treatment, so they've been split into two tribes again to add a bit more dynamic warring, and you're basically going to be able to hopefully see, as war goes on, these tribes kind of rising up on one tribe in the faction culture, kind of taking control. And then of course we have Carthage down here in the south. Now if you haven't seen Carthage, they look amazing. They have one of the best looking army rosters in the entire game. That's saying something, because Rome look absolutely spectacular. But yeah, Carthage have about 4 different troop trees in their line, which is, yeah, pretty goddamn insane. If we go over to them, it's not them. Yeah, if we go over to their roster really quickly, which is right here, you can see they have they have a multiple line of they have like these kind of state noble troops, which is like the sacred band. Again, ignore the rendered thumbnails. I don't know what's up with them, probably a 1.8 issue right now, but as you can see, the armor looks absolutely spectacular. And one of the crazy things as well is, like, look how many different variants all these units have as well. Like, every one of these units has so many different variants for shields, which you can't see right now. All go ahead and change. Yeah, so it's pretty goddamn crazy. So yeah, that's the sacred band line. They have that noble troop line, and then they have kind of the normal troop line, which is kind of like basic hoplites, which is still pretty decent, and then also a Furios troop line as well, who are equipped with javelins, swords, and spears. So a very, very nice addition to your army. And then they also have a Spanish line as well. So this is going to be the Spanish mercenary line that we just looked at right here, which you'll be able to buy from taverns and other things like that. And they also still have an additional Numidian troop line as well, which can be found deeper in the desert as well. So yeah, it's kind of crazy the amount of troops that have been added in. So he's going to be making into some really skilled horsemen. I imagine, yeah, their stats are pretty decent. 140 is good in this mod. So yeah, and they obviously have a lot of javelins as well. So definitely a scary force and very fast as well. As well as that, in this update, the Carthaginians have received new peasant clothes as well. I say peasant, but new civilian clothes, I guess. So there'll be a whole wealth of these. And oh my god, look at this dude's armor. God damn, they just do insane stuff. So obviously tons of new armor have been added for the nobles as well. But, you know, we have got a bunch of these lower tier armor pieces being added in, which again is just great, adding loads more immersion into the game. But yeah, oh my god, that armor is absolutely insane. This dude is a man who can lead them into battle. That is armor worthy of a king, that is for sure. We also have a brand new mechanic for upgrading into elite troops. Previously, it was tied to the noble troop tree. You could basically just go recruit nobles, and that's how you get Optios, Centurions, and other units like that. However, now in the game, when you press H, it brings up this menu, and this is now how you get the elite soldiers of the Imperium, which is really, really cool. And you basically have to promote them from I think it's from a certain noble class. As you can see, they all give different bonuses as well. I'm not sure if this has to be upgraded. So yeah, that's just from a certain legionary cohort that you need to upgrade. And is that from an Optio or no? Okay, so these are basically upgraded from the same unit at the moment, at least in this beta build. Everybody seems like they're updated by the legionary Aquila, Cohoud, Talus. Which seems fine. That might change later on down the line, but you can basically upgrade these guys now to all give you certain stuff. And for example, the Optio gives you plus 10 party size bonus, the Centurion gives you plus 15, the Legionary Pullus is plus 20, and then these Flag Bearers give you morale to your army as well, the best one giving plus 10, and then you have the Praetorian Guard as well. Now, the really cool thing about Praetorian Guard, annoyingly I don't have any of the Legionary Aquilus. I might be able to grab some right now. But yeah, some of the really, really cool things that the Praetorians do now is they actually follow you around the battlefield. So you can, sorry, not around the battlefield, but they follow you around cities. So that's kind of a really cool feature. Okay, yeah, here we go. I've gone ahead and grabbed up some of the legionaries. So boom, I've now got 3 Praetorians, and when I enter into the city, I should be able to have these guys follow me around, keeping me nice and safe from any plebs who want to have a fancy idea of a knife and try and shove it in my back. Yeah, boom, look at that. So yeah, these boys will now follow me around. Especially, this is really good for any of the missions that involve kind of you going into a city, maybe being ambushed or something else along them lines. They actually also have recently added in more of these like little bit of architectures as well, which is always nice. And as you can see, a lot of the clothing is now all custom as well for the Romans, which is nice. Again, just adds in more flavor as these 2 auxiliaries just write their memoirs, I'm sure, to be dug up in 1,000 years. So again, this is kind of cool, just having that ability, but the Praetorians following around, that will really help out in missions, yeah, which is always really, really nice and definitely very helpful. Again, you can take a look at some of the awesome looking armors right there. And yeah, some cool eagles and other, kind of additional stuff added in. Again, just to kind of give the maps more flavor. And I think they do such a great job of that. The team over Eagle Rising, there's not many of them, but yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful map. I mean, yeah, that is quite a view, my friend. That is quite the view, which looks very cool. So yeah, that's the new addition as well. So we have that. There is also a brand new infrastructure system in cities. So I really love that they're working on improving city management, because that is like definitely one of the worst parts of the game. But now they are adding in several new infrastructure modes, which will greatly help improve cities. And they're actually really important, because eventually they're going to be adding in city-states like the Spartans and the Athenians. And they're going to basically be one city factions, and they need to be able to compete with everybody else. So this is kind of one of their approaches. You now have urban infrastructure, rural infrastructure, civil infrastructure, and military infrastructure. This will replace the 4 continuous projects at the bottom, and I'll be putting a screenshot on your screen right now so you guys can see it. And basically each of these will provide certain bonuses. So urban infrastructure will increase the overcrowding penalty, allowing you to have more population before the negative effects, basically more prosperity before the negatives really start to hit. Rural infrastructure will produce more food, more prosperity, and more taxes. Civil infrastructure will provide you with more influence and loyalty, and military infrastructure will be more militia and more garrisons. That's really cool. Definitely a big fan of that. We also have 10 new policies as well for the kingdoms. So there's more kind of laws that people can pass. And again, I really like the addition of that, because it basically just means that we have more love poured into that. Again, just more immersion is always a great thing. The bandits have been changed as well in the past couple patches as well, to basically add in a ton of new stuff. I believe in the past couple builds, we've had over 34 new armors being added. I believe the Romans have received a ton of new custom shields in these updates as well, to be more legion specific as well. So I'm pretty sure that you'll be seeing certain factions with more like specific legions under their command, and they'll have like all appropriate shields as well, depending on kind of if they're serving the Western Empire, the Northern Empire, or the Southern Empire, which again is pretty cool seeing that added in, because again it kind of adds in more of a civil war where certain factions have chosen certain lords, which I think is always a nice bonus right there. And yeah, I really like the addition of all the new clans and everything along them lines. So as I said, this update is available on Patreon if you want to go check it out right now. I imagine it will be getting kind of close to a full release. I would imagine when 1.8 releases, we'll see maybe this coming out. There is obviously a lot involved in this, all the new additional armors and everything like that. You can kind of understand why things are taking a little while for the next big update to come out with Carthage. But you can support them on Patreon for as little as $2. I think it's like maybe $2 to $4, and it all goes towards, you know, helping the modelers basically have more spare time to create more models. So definitely go check them out and join their Discord if you haven't already. This is hands down one of my favorite mods, if not my favorite mod, and I will be doing a series on it when I get back from holiday, when I go and visit King's Landing. So yeah, definitely go ahead and check this out. Let me know what faction you think I should play in my next playthrough, and I'll see you guys in the next one.